I remember we were doing the song.
Yeah.
Dumi is very vocal, firstly,
I
about
know.
his songs.
His songs, sure.
And, you know, I'm learning as well, working with him. And I remember hearing the song and I thought to myself, oh, what a classic. Just listening to the lyrics and I thought, the song is going to do something. And we were sort of in a space where, you know, the songs had intros.
Yes.
The songs had intros, you know, playing a nice intro there. This one, piano will start.
Yeah.
And I thought, choir, I think you guys should start this song.
Sure.
And Lebo was like, yeah, no, actually. And now the issue was how we're going to do this. And I remember Lebo saying, don't worry, I'll sort it out. And what people don't know actually is what we do is we have a keyboard that plays in our click channel. In our vocal cue channel, actually. Sure. That gives them the cue.
Yeah.
But I mean, when we're doing it for the recording, for me, it was just there's so many songs that have intros. Let's let this one go straight into the message, you know?
Sure.
And not knowing that firstly, it would become one of the biggest songs.
Yeah.
And secondly, that intro, every time we perform the song, every time the choir starts singing, just
the room
just the room just oozes with his glory. It's like here is the song. And it's because that song goes straight into the message.
Well, hi everyone, my name is Omega Kuno and welcome to Omega Pot, and we are excited. It's a new year, it's a fresh season, new energy, new ideas. It's an awesome time. And yes, I don't know, should I say compliments already? Because the year goes fast, eh? I tell you. I mean, we are, it's just going so fast, man. But by the grace of God, we are here. Happy New Year, and we wish you all the best for 2025. And with popular demand, he is back. Yeah, we've been getting inbox. When are we having Sabu back again? And he is here, ladies and gentlemen, on Omega Pod. My brother, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me again.
Yes, the anointed drum, as they call you. They say you don't just play that thing, but there's something behind that is pushing. And we've been looking at, especially young stars, following your work and loving you. And then, anyway, we'll get into that. How are you doing?
I'm good, sir. I'm good. I mean, what a crazy 2024.
Yeah.
And looking forward to this year.
Yes.
2025 is promising to be an even greater year.
Sure.
You know, I'm doing really well. I'm doing much better.
And may God increase you for 2025, man. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we're looking forward for fresh ideas. And because look, honestly speaking, you're moving more into now being a producer. I don't know whether is it an idea, is it what your heart wants, or what? But honestly, I see you now more into that.
And it's all happening so fast. I think 2024 was the year of coming out of my shell. You know, I've been MDing a couple of things.
Yes, I know. Yeah,
and you know, I think it's time. Where 2024 was, I guess, the year where God had just said, "This is your season. Come out, and you need to take up a producer's seat now, and not just as a musical director, but shaping a sound, producing and making sure that people hear what's in your mind, the ideas that I've given you."
Yes.
And so I won't say it was planned. It's something I've always one day wished I'd do. I didn't think it would happen so soon. But you get thrown in the deep end and you must swim. You must swim.
And you're working with I'll say old school and new school.
Yeah.
The transition, and then how do you balance? Because it's a sound thing. I mean, we know it's a sound thing, and you will want to give each and every artist from the old school and from the new sound their specific sound that they want. How do you then that transition?
Yeah, I always say maturity is serving the music. Serving the music. I love that you spoke about old school and the young ones as
Yeah.
well. There's things that you can't really apply
Okay.
for I'll say maybe like an artist who's been around for 20, 30 years.
Okay.
Those artists most of the time know exactly what they want,
But they went right.
and they are willing to try new things.
Mhm.
But there's a line. There's a line that they draw where, it's this far and not beyond. And it's also about just reading the room.
Sure.
There's some things that you just know, this is a no-go for a
Yes.
certain somebody.
Yes.
And I think producing is all about that. It's serving the music and serving the artist. Know the artist you are dealing with.
Yeah.
There's people who are open to new ideas, but you need to limit it. Limit it. You don't have to, put in arrangements and everything you've wanted to try on one project. One step at a time. One step at a time.
Yes.
And also, especially dealing with artists that have been there, with products that have been there. You
Right.
don't want to change the sound too much. You want to ease people into it.
Yeah.
You want to ease people into it so that they feel comfortable with you.
Yeah.
And the more they trust you, the more you start introducing new things,
Yep.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
And it's all good experimenting.
Yes,
All good.
yes. What would be your advice, Sabu, in terms of our young stars? Because I've been following and I'm checking that most of them they are skillful and they are doing very well. They are good songwriters. But the challenge, or should I call it a challenge, or I don't know, you will advise as a producer MD to say mostly they wanna mix sound to become so and so and so and so and so and so and try that and try that and try that, and of which we see that it is not really kind of helping them to find their originality in who they are, because they're still trying to. What will you then say to them in terms of helping them to say? Or maybe the question should be, what does it take to create your original sound? What are the steps?
Oh, that's a big question. That's a big question.
Yeah.
That's a big question that I might not even have a real answer to.
Sure.
Because I'd say your work is influenced by a couple of things happening around you at that time.
Okay.
Like I said, firstly, know the artist that you are producing.
Right.
Serve the music.
Sure.
Also, you are influenced by what you are listening to around that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It can be a good thing. It can be a dangerous thing as well.
You're right.
You find that you walk into a production, you are so informed with what you've been feeding yourself with that you are trying to execute most of those things on this production.
Right.
Good or bad.
It
might work against you
Yeah.
if it does not work for this particular production.
Yeah.
But I'd say be careful of what you are feeding yourself with, firstly.
One. Right.
And clear your mind when going into a production. Because going into a production informed, you already have preconceived ideas of how you want to do a project, even before you've caught the heart of that particular project. I feel like a project speaks to you more than you impose yourself on it. If I were to sit down with you and say, please share your heart with me. What do you see for your album? And I need to take that, and before coming up with any ideas, I need to internalize what you've said and really spend time to meditate on that, so that I start understanding exactly what it is that you are saying.
Yes.
Even if you didn't actually speak about the sound, but you just shared your heart, what you want this album to do for people, that already influences how I will think working in this project, It's if someone comes to me and says, I just want a worship album, that means I spend time in worship as well, because it means the manner of approach in that project I'm not proving a point.
Right.
But
right.
what I'm trying to do is draw people closer and closer to God. So
Right.
even in my producing,
Mhm.
the music should do such, in anything, in an intro, everything should be about, does this draw people into a mood of worship? Because music is a very spiritual thing, and music is powerful. It is also atmospheric.
Yes.
Music sets up atmospheres.
Yes.
And
yes.
what kind of atmosphere are you trying to set up
trying to set up
in this song?
Yes.
In whatever you're trying to do.
Sure. So basically, that's also a saying to the artist himself, the minister or herself, to say, come ready when you want to do a project.
For sure. For sure.
Because all what you are saying there, it determines again the input,
Yes.
or the readiness
Yes.
of a minister.
Yes.
Who went to prayer and asked God to say, what is it that you want to say this season? Because it's difficult to come and say, do what I don't feel as a minister.
Yeah.
Because it has to come out from me. I have to feel it and then come ready to the rehearsal with the spirit of saying, I know what I want. I know what God has sent me to do. Because then it will be, as a producer, it will
make things much easier.
Sure.
Much easier to answer. I always say some artists have no business recording. And people always say, "Oh, Sabu, how can you say that?" Because sometimes I listen to something and I'm like, okay, there are no songs here.
Hey.
There's no fresh ideas. And people are quickly to rush to blame the producer and say, but the producer was supposed to.
Yeah.
And I always say, songwriting, firstly, is the most important thing.
Yo.
If the songs are not written well, there is no arrangement or, there's no producing that can be done to something that was not written well. Especially with the type of music that we do. We are doing religious music. It is gospel music. We are selling a message. If there is no gospel in the message, in the songwriting, if it does not point to the cross of Calvary, it does not point to Jesus Christ, because at the end of the day, everything that we do in church, in whatever, must point to Jesus.
Yes.
So even when we are writing our music for albums, yes, to make money, but is it pointing to Jesus? And if it is, then the true Christians and the true people of God catch on to it, and it moves, it flies.
Sure.
It flies. And as a producer, you don't even really have to work too hard when the message is there. The song tells you. Already, just by listening to the lyrics, the song tells you, do this in this space. Approach this chorus like this, because the song is speaking to you as a producer even before you take it out to the people. So it's very important as an artist, be ready and let God speak to you when the time is right, when the songs are there.
Yes.
And I believe there's a message for every season.
Yes.
There's a message for every season. It's not just about recording and recording and recording and recording. There is really a message for every season.
And a good character, again, that has to come with a package of songs and a team and all that. Because when you for an example, when I bring a song to you as an artist and say, I want you to work with this. Firstly, I must have that character I'm trying to help youngsters have a spirit to work with producers and as well, because they will help.
Yeah.
I know we'll talk about Spirit of Praise. We are coming there, but I'm going to make an example from myself.
Yes.
I came to Spirit of Praise last year when we were doing volume 10.
Yes.
And then I think I brought 3, if not 4, and songs that you felt that, nope. And you guys said as a team, I say, Omega, no, I'm your Tandas. I think your last one, the third song you said to me, man of God, go deeper. And I took it with the good spirit. That's where I'm going. To say, as an artist, at times, have a good character to work with producers that God has aligned you to work with them.
Yeah.
Have that working relationship. Don't take it too personal, because it will help. After listening to your advice, we got Otsepehile.
Yeah.
That is doing very well.
Very well. Very well.
If I didn't listen and I took it personal and say, I was Sabu and try, like listen, I want to do what I want, we wouldn't have such a powerful and strong song. So character-wise, in terms of working together as well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're so right. Again, I'll go back and say, know your artist.
Sure.
Because I think, yeah, character is a big thing. Because it was you, Daomza, it was quite easy for me to say, I don't think the song is gonna work.
Yeah.
And because I felt that I knew what you are capable of.
Okay.
I know you can give me
Yes.
something bigger. You can give me something that talks more.
Yes.
And not that there was anything wrong with those songs. They were great songs. But I just felt there's a song that you can give me that just speaks to something that God is about to do with this SOP 10 recording.
Yeah.
And when you I remember when you sent me that song, Utsepehile.
Yeah.
I did not listen to that song for over a minute. Literally, I listened and I was like, yes, this is it. This is exactly what I wanted. And I didn't know what we were going to do to the song. But I just heard the message and I said, yes. Utsepehile.
Utsepehile.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Jeso Moreno.
Yes.
Utsepehile. Yes. This is what I'm talking about. So because I knew your character, it was easy for me to revert back and say, I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah.
And also, because you are not one to easily lose your cool or get tired of learning new things, I knew that you would take it with a calm spirit. And say, oh, these guys, they are really pulling out something from me. And it's something that we definitely know that you have.
Yeah.
So knowing the artist is definitely a big part. Knowing the person you are dealing with. There's people I would not even think about. Maybe once I'd say, the song doesn't work. But second time around, I'd have to tread carefully.
Yes.
Yeah. And with some people, it's maybe because of a longevity thing. Maybe they've been around longer. With some people, it's, you don't want to frustrate them because you feel the frustration when you talk to some people. I remember speaking to Cindy for one, and I was like, Cindy, I need a second song. You still owe me a song.
Yeah.
And I could hear the frustration in her voice when she says, already that gives me a cue to say, okay, I need to do something.
You need to do something. Okay.
And eventually we ended up finding a song for her.
Yep.
As a second song for her, and which worked out really well.
Yeah.
So it's just about, knowing the people you're working with. And being of good character goes a long way. You last so much longer in the industry.
Yeah.
And you lose nothing by being just a nice person.
Yes.
You lose nothing.
So thank you for that, Minister. And we're getting now into spirit of praise, but really young people, I was really bringing that, especially to those who are coming, to say it's having a good character. It helps. And like Minister Sabu is saying, come when even when you know that you are that
the best thing to have.
Have come to the room with a humility spirit.
Empty yourself out. And allow to be used. Allow to be used. Sometimes coming in with a name. Because I'm Sab, when I'm walking into a space with my name, Sab, you'll miss out on what God wants to do in and through you. Sometimes some projects come to you as a producer, not just for you to produce, but God is actually speaking to you through that artist. God just wants to do something in you before he does it through you. But because you come in so informed and you are wearing your name that I am thee so and so, and you miss what God wants to do. Even through you.
Because there's a saying that will say, your blessings are in me and my blessings are in you. Because as a producer sitting there, Sabu, that song that you feel that, hey, I wish I can do this, but the character of Omega is blocking me to give him this. You'll find that thing is a blessing to me. And now I'm blocking it with my character and I miss out on the season. Woo! Well, we'll go on and go on and go on, but I wish that you guys got something. Now, SOP 10. Yo! Bro, let's go back a bit. I know we are in 2025. We have to speak future, but before we get into that, let's talk SOP 10. You outdid yourself with the team.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you,
Thank you.
Lebo, Tumelo, and Augustus. Guys, you outdid yourself.
And the choir.
And the choir, my
Yeah.
brother. Whew,
Yeah.
you got it. Like you did it. Let me say that. You guys did it. The preparation about that songs.
Yeah. Yeah, SOP 10 was stressful. Yeah, SOP 10 was stressful. It was.
I like that because at times when we see the glory and
Yeah.
we don't really saying before the glory there was a journey.
Yeah, there was a journey. There was a journey.
Sure.
So backtrack a bit. We'll
Sure.
make a long story short.
Sure.
Mr. Peacock and Mr. Matt sit us down with Lebo Morolo. Gentlemen, we want you to co-MD SOP 10 together and work with the bishop and put this album together. And honestly, it was the 5th hour.
Mm-hmm.
But one scripture came to my heart. For I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power and a sound mind.
Have a sound mind, right?
And I thought to myself, if I'm gonna fear this, then do I really believe in this great God that I say I serve?
Yes.
So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna take this bull by the horns, and I'm gonna make sure that I give it my best. The rest I leave to you, Lord. I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure that I do my best.
Sure.
The rest I leave to you. And yeah, we are sitting here a year later. The project has done so well. Let me say this. There is no producer, musical director who can take all the credit for any project. I had an amazing team. When I say an amazing team, I mean guys who come in to a rehearsal who sometimes don't even understand what I'm saying and will spend the time to sit down and try and make sense of it. What is it that you say? Okay, let's try it. Guys who are willing to try things. There was never a moment where I had an issue in the workspace where there's something I want to try, or I bring an idea and the guy's like, they're willing to try everything. And if it works, great. If it doesn't work as well, no love lost. We move on. We try and find something else. And even working with the bishop, for me, I must say, it was really a pleasant experience. Bishop can be a very, how can I put it? a very in control person.
Right.
I don't want to say controlling, but he can be very in control, where
right.
And he's very persuasive.
Yes.
But I worked with him. It was so amazing.
Sure.
And I got to see another side of Bishop. I've never experienced that. He's always been just Bishop.
Yeah.
And I got to experience another side of him where he's also willing to listen to what I have to say.
Wow,
and I'm like, okay, that was cool. And should we try it? Yes, let's try it. And of course, there's points where he'll be like, nah, I don't think that's going to work, Sabu. And no matter how convinced I am about something, some things I had to let go.
Sure.
And I appreciate that, because for me, that is another step that I'm climbing.
Right.
It's helping me in my growing. So I'm growing further and further.
Sure.
But what a pleasant experience working with the choir,
yes.
And people just, they gave me an ear. They gave me, they gave me the space to work. There's nothing as beautiful as coming into a room and, people say, you are introduced and this is going to be your musical director for the next.
Right.
And everyone just receives you.
Sure.
And you feel it in how they respond to you, in how they talk to you, in how they just give you the respect.
Yes.
There were moments where me and the choir would not see eye to eye. I'm very hard on them.
Yeah.
I must say, I was very hard on them. I'm very hard on them. I still am going to be very hard on them. And I remember once saying to them, guys, I'm hard on you because I want you to be better.
Yeah. And they are
Um,
capable.
Yeah,
You
because
know
I
that
know
they-
that I know that you guys are amazing, and my job here is to pull that greatness out of you.
Mm.
And I want you, when you stand in front of people and you say you are part of Spirit of Praise, be proud because you've done well. You've done this SOP from the first one up until now. You are at 10, and this is 10. It's a big recording, guys. We have to make it big. We have to make it big. So it was just amazing. And right from the top, from the leadership, the top, they gave me space to work. And I did exactly that.
Sure.
I said,
And I want to
Holy
give you a
Spirit,
credit also. I want to
Thank
give
you,
you a
sir.
credit
Thank
and
you.
applaud you on this one, I'm going to say, because you were so vocal and musical at Joyous Celebration, which is a big ensemble as well. And you came into Spirit of Praise and you produced Volume 10, that you gave it its own sound again. And you were not even, you were not even, like, you did it so well. We didn't even see, we know probably maybe when you were sleeping, when you were at home, you will take out your frustration on your laptop and so on. But when you came to us, you showed us leadership. You came with that, I know what I'm doing. And your leadership in terms of talking to us, the communication on stage, the intros, the outros of each and every song in a short space of time that you had.
Yeah.
My brother, you deserve an applause on that.
Thank
because
you,
you gave Spirit of Praise a very powerful sound on Volume 10. You did it so well. Possibly you know how the industry is. Some of people outside, they will say, hey, we will see. They say service producing. Probably we will hear a beat of Joyous in his thing. And no, bro. We got Spirit of Praise on another level. We got Spirit of Praise Volume 10, of which it was Volume 10, but we got on Volume 10. That one you deserve an applause on that, my brother. With your team, you guys did well.
Thank you, sir. Thank
let's
you.
talk about the big song before we go to the tours at Volume 11. Minister Dumi's song, Cockstart.
Yes.
See, Pillar.
Yeah.
Who came with the idea of that intro whereby we don't have instrument, we just have vocals?
So I remember we were doing the song.
Yeah.
Dumi is very vocal firstly about
I know.
his songs.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm learning as well working with him. And I remember hearing the song and I thought to myself, oh, what a classic. Just listening to the lyrics and I thought, the song is gonna do something. And we were sort of in a space where, the songs had intros.
Yes.
The songs had intros, playing a nice intro there. This one, the piano will start.
Yeah.
And I thought, choir, I think you guys should start this song.
Sure.
And Lebo was like, actually, let's do it. And now the issue was how we're gonna do this. And I remember Lebo saying, don't worry, I'll sort it out. And what people don't know actually is what we do is we have a keyboard that plays in our click channel.
Yeah.
In our vocal cue channel, actually.
Sure.
That gives them the cue.
Yeah.
But I mean, when we're doing it for the recording, for me, it was just there's so many songs that have intros. Let's let this one go straight into the message,
Sure.
And not knowing that it would become one of the biggest songs.
Yeah.
And secondly, that intro, every time we perform the song, every time the choir starts singing, just
the room
just the room just oozes with his glory. It's like here is the song. And it's because that song goes straight into the message. Siphila lapho kuthiwa akuphilwa khona.
Yeah.
And someone sitting down is thinking, oh, here is the song.
Sure.
Ngempela, no weapon formed against me shall prosper.
Yes, sir.
If God is for us, who can stand against us?
Yeah.
The song has such a huge message. So something's come just because of an idea. For me, it was more of we have so many intros.
Yes.
And also it was a bit of a tired place as well. Like,
yeah.
We're gonna play another intro. no, I don't think the song needs an intro. Let's let
just-
the choir start it. Yeah, and it worked out
It
great,
worked,
you know.
and it's got two magics. It's when the choir comes in, and then when you guys come in, that's where Dumi comes in.
Yes, so
Asiko, that
there's a pad that comes in. So
also, that's another magic on it.
actually, let me tell you another funny
Yeah,
story. What
sure.
really happened is, so when Utumi says, Asiko, the full band is supposed to be playing.
No,
But what happened? Yeah, what happened?
time for truth.
Time for truth. What happened on the day? As the choir is singing, "Sipila," I'm sitting there, and the band is ready to go. As soon as Utumi is going to sing Asiko, and I'm thinking, gents, we can't come in. And I changed a rehearsal decision right on the spot. So, and Utumi, I could see the reason why Utumi said, I mean, he said it on one of his videos when he sang, he was trying to just make sure that he's on key, because in his mind,
He's
the
waiting
band was
for you,
supposed to
guy.
preempt him. So I took a decision then, guys. Yeah. So we missed it, but we missed it because, and then we decided to come in on the full Asiko, Sikali, mina nawe, four, and then we're like, Q, let's go now. So if you listen to the song, the band comes in a very funny spot towards the end of his first phrase in the verse. So we, to someone who's listening, like, okay,
no,
but yeah, it was a decision that was taken because I felt like when he starts so low.
Yes.
That we were going to overpower him when he says, Asiko. You would probably even not hear that if the full band was. So yeah, we just took a decision.
So it became a glorious mistake.
Yes, basically.
A holy anointed mistake. All things work together for good.
Yeah. And sometimes just to listen, like you're saying, it became a glorious mistake. Sometimes just to listen to the Holy Spirit, the prompting of, and take decisions. I always say to people, there is no way a band, it doesn't matter on a professional stage or even in church, there's no way a band can get lost with an empty on a talkback.
Sure.
I would rather we get lost, but we all get lost to one place. Because an empty took a decision to say, this is where we are going. The people won't know. We know here, that's not where we're supposed to go. But because there is an empty and who is on talkback, take a decision and take decisions promptly. Make sure that when you take a decision and you take it and you communicate it clearly, you make sure that everyone understands what you're saying. This is where we are going.
Leadership.
Yeah. There's just
so that from Dumi,
yes,
it became now a hook to the people.
Yeah,
now they're going with him only to find out that actually he was finding himself.
Yeah, he was. Actually,
this is interesting. Music is something.
Music is something else. Music is something else. Music is very spiritual, and music plays with the emotions as well.
Yep.
You know, I don't really want to say music can make people emotional, but in gospel music, people become emotional because of the message,
right?
And of course, you are bound to have emotions. You are bound to be attached to the message of Jesus Christ.
Right.
So, I mean, just caution even to musical directors, producers, and especially MDs in the church. Watch as well what it is that you sing in church.
Yeah.
It matters. Don't just do songs that appeal to you as a worship team. Some songs have a very powerful message, and you, as a worship team, you are there to lead people in worship. Which is exactly what we are doing when we go to shows. We are not just going to perform for people. We are there to lead people in praise and worship. That's what we are doing. So if we are leading people in praise and worship, what are we leading them in? What is it that we are saying to them they must say to this great God?
Yeah.
Because we are the ones leading. So we, by actual sense, we are leading these people to say this with us in declaration to this God. So be careful of what it is you sing in your churches. But that's a topic for another day.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Going back to volume 10, Minister Sabu, there's this song, Yaga, the lady Shekinah.
Yes.
This was it the first one?
Yes, it's the first one. Bodlangonyam.
You guys, especially on the chorus of that song, what you guys are doing there, man? Because you took the song and you took it to the now space.
There's another song produced very well.
Yeah.
That song actually she recorded in her own album.
Okay.
She recorded the song. The song is actually a song that's recorded, a known song.
Yeah.
So when she sent it, it had everything.
Sure.
Everything was there. All I sat and did was, okay, firstly, the song doesn't start in the right place.
All right.
So I had to say, okay. And then I had to come up with an intro as well.
Okay.
Yeah, because there was that intro, but they were not doing anything melodic.
Okay.
I always say, your intros should, people should never doubt what song it is.
Okay.
For me, there's no point in having a complex intro. I love complex intros.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. Young producers, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love complex intros, but there's no point in having such an intro if I can never again, in 5 years, 10 years time, identify that song with that intro. So the intro always needs to put identity into a song. Every time people hear the first 3 seconds, they are sure without a doubt that it's that song.
That's song, right?
That's what makes a song big, firstly. You know, people can quickly tell this is that song.
Yeah.
Already when that intro starts, people are like, yes. This is.
Sure.
So beautifully produced song by her keyboard player. I forget the guy's name.
Yeah.
But just some decisions that I had to make for SOP now.
SOP, right.
Okay.
Yes.
Now it needs to be a bigger song than what it is.
Yeah.
It is a nice song. We need to. And also we played the song. I could hear that the song was recorded and the guys held back in playing it. I don't know if they held back because they were afraid of playing it, but for us, it was, guys, I need you to dig in. I need you to really, when you get into that chorus, make sure it's singing.
Yeah. And yes. And they gave it that, bro.
They gave it that, and it pulled her out of her shell.
Actually.
It pulled her out of her shell because now she realized, okay, we're not here to play.
Yeah.
These guys behind me are pushing me, and I'm like, choir, you are going to sing this song. And the choir sang. And then just a couple of hooks inside so that you are left with something after you hear the song. You know, I always say melodies are important.
Yep.
If there's one thing about my MDing, or I'm one for melodies, the band will tell you, I'm always saying, melody, someone, please, guitar or piano, someone. Sure. Because we need to always keep a hook going. For me, I believe the hook is the most important thing.
Yeah.
That's something that will always ring with someone.
Yo.
It will always ring with someone, especially with songs like that. Up-tempo songs need that, you know, so that it's not just noise.
Right.
Yeah, then we had horns as well for the first time.
For the first time,
SOP,
yes.
Yeah, I mean, I had a bit of a fight with Mr. P.
Yeah, sure.
But eventually we brought them in, and what an ace.
Wow, bro.
Working with Slash Horns has been such a blessing.
They brought something there, bro.
Yeah, they just added life to the project.
Yeah. And big ups as well to all the artists. They came to the party on volume.
No. The artists were just something else.
Hey.
I'm beginning to actually learn people all over again now because I'm like, okay, so and so is actually capable of more. And I think it's just the idea or the thought we need to have about people.
Yeah.
You know, you need to think of people more than
right.
what it is you think.
Yes.
They can always think of more, you know.
Yes.
And because when I was growing up, I was pushed musically.
Sure.
And it's something that's in me. I want to push people to be better. And the artists came out.
Bro, no. Follow 10, I tell you.
The artists came out. They came out, you know. I remember Umpumi didn't even have a voice to sing the recording.
Yeah. And
Daki as well was struggling
with flu. Yeah.
He was ill. Yeah. And also just the jitters and the nerves
Yes.
from every artist. I mean, you can see it even with you, Dalmsa. But because you've done it so long, you have a very good way of hiding it.
Yeah.
But I can tell from behind. It's
Sure.
okay. You are watching and I'm introducing a couple of other things, vocal cues
Yes.
all over in the song.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting you to sing and not react to what's happening in your ear. Sometimes I'm talking to the choir and your face still needs to, you still need to smile and deliver the song as if nothing is going on in your ear. And so much is going on in your ear.
You've got
the click track vocal cues going, and if something goes wrong, then you've got my mic still going. But I'm really enjoying how the artists are growing and they are, just becoming capable of doing this thing more and more. Even as we do the shows, I'm seeing people become better and better and better. It's not everyone who had the privilege of doing recordings with producers who will introduce things like click, vocal cues. And so some of them, it's, Shikana was saying, for her, it was like, oh my.
Something.
Yeah. I mean, she's like, but this thing is guiding me everywhere. There's no way I can get lost. So all I need to do is just have fun.
Have fun.
Make sure that I'm having fun and just concentrate. Focus on what's happening in my ear and focus on these people and engage. And it is a skill. I mean, big ups to the artist.
Big ups to the artist. And the musicians and the band as well. Because it's a lot. What's going on?
You guys did it very well. You guys did very well. And sometimes I'll be shouting in that mic, something will go wrong. And I'll be like, no. But how just people take it, that it's not even personal. It's, we can have a disagreement on stage, or I can go off at the choir on stage. And as soon as we walk off, we are best of friends. We were still loving.
And to prove that SOP 10 became a blessing to the people, the results came especially from the tours now. I mean, all the tours that every town or country that we went to, packed out.
People are singing along. For me,
all the songs.
For me, that's the blessing for me. When we walk onto stage, and each and every song, literally people are singing word for word. And they are committed to sing. I mean, there's not even lyrics on SOP shows on the screens.
But they sing him.
They're singing the verses, they are singing the choruses, they are even singing the runs. And you can tell these people are listening to this music religiously. We've been trusted with a lot.
Yes.
And we need to, we bless God for it. And we need to be careful with what He has placed in our hands. We need to be very careful with how we handle it. And before we almost going to the end and we talk about volume 11 a bit, there's this one, it will come as a joke, but I want to say, you guys trended on TikTok with was it Pulugwane? Yes.
The transpose the keyboard. What happened? Maybe I think it's a platform now to explain that.
So, well, just before that, I was doing a music workshop.
Yes, workshop, right.
And I spoke about transpose. And, the video that was posted was the section where I say, the keyboard players will keep transposing. Stop it. Stop it. It does ruin our shows. And if you had listened to the whole thing, I speak about how even myself, I'll jump on transpose when I'm trying to program something. And I was saying to keyboard players, because you are a keyboard player, don't diminish the art of music by not playing in all its 12 keys in its major and minor forms. Because the art of music as a whole, is music in all its 12 keys. And if you say you are a piano player, or play in all 12 keys, because then if we are saying, transpose was put there for you to use it, then we are diminishing the art of music.
I hear you.
As a piano player. Which is what I was saying. If you are a keyboard player, and I mean, they went on social media. I actually said, I won't book you, Bida, if you transpose. And the reason why is, I'm sure you've seen on SOP shows, we're doing a song and, I can feel you say, Dalmza is going today. And I'm like, gents, key change. And
Yes.
I'll call it now, the next bar, we need to be in the new key. When are you gonna, if you're still going to go and press, when I, and of course there's arguments that some people are so good at it, but it's something that you don't really need to get good in, because that's not what it was meant for.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, I trended for that. And then we go down to Polokwane SOP, get there in the morning, do our sound checks, and everything is A-okay.
Yeah.
And we had a guest bass player on that particular, Q could not make it so we had Usia. And Usia does this vlogging thing.
Yeah.
So he's got his phone out, linked to his mix. He does a really nifty, a really cool thing. And then the MC is about to introduce, are you ready? And the crowd, everyone just rushed to the front of the stage. And it's packed stadium. And I'm like, okay, here we go. I mean, I always have that just before we start, because I always have this, here we go. I believe if the first song goes well, then we've got this. So I'm like, band, here we go. Actually, I had two band members who were not there that day. Tumelo on piano was not there. So we had to move Levo to piano, and we had a guest, a second keys player, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool, guys, cool. Here we go. And our first song is on E. So I'm like, all right, let's rumble, guys. Let's rumble. So I call it out, 7134. And then we hit 7134. And things went horribly wrong. So I kept chatting, guys, 7134 on E, 7134 on E. And then in my mind, I'm like, oh no. I'm like, guys, check your keyboards, check your transposers on your keyboards. And Levo says, guys, I think it's me. I think it's my keyboard. And now the worst part he does, the funny part about this video is when he says, I don't even know where this transpose is. Because
so the previous band.
So the band who played before us, honestly, I do. People have been asking me who played before you guys. Honestly, I don't know.
We were not there.
We were not there.
So we were backstage trying to now.
Yeah, and also when we got there, if you remember, there was something going on. There was someone speaking.
Oh, there was,
Yeah, so I didn't see a band come off. I would have seen.
I remember we didn't see them.
When we got there, it's not like there was music.
There was music
playing. There was someone speaking.
There was a speech going on.
Yeah, there was a speech. So I honestly don't know. Whoever you are, if you want to text me on the side and say sorry. But this is what I was talking about. Transpose does ruin us in bands, and it does ruin shows. This was a case in point. And, God is sovereign. And it happened just a few months after I was trending for the transpose thing, just when it was dying down. And it happened.
Especially for the in-house instruments that have been booked for the gig. At least if you're still learning the 12 keys.
Yeah.
But make sure when you leave the stage.
Please reset it back.
Because now the other guy will just come and like what happened with SOP band.
Oh, it was. I mean, we literally had to die down. And now I'm panicking. I'm like, oh no. If things go wrong, just the first thing we are playing, things are going wrong. What's going to happen? But thank God we didn't read too much into it, and we still had a good show. You showed
leadership there, because the way you could communicate with the guys. And now you just switch off the keyboard.
Yeah. I'm like, just switch it off, restart it, switch it off. And thank God it's a Yamaha.
Yeah,
and I happen to know that if you switch off a Yamaha, it will come back to factory settings. If it was any of those other keyboards like a Nord or
it will
come back with the transpose you left. So yeah. It's just those things happen on stage. Things happen on stage. I've had my fair share. Some things that you guys don't even realize. I remember I was having a problem with click tracks. The one show.
Where were we? I remember you had
serious problems, and we realized afterwards it was the dongle I was using for Dante. Click tracks would start, and then like 10 seconds into the song, then it stops playing.
I think that was Marang, Rustenbeck.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember you had serious challenge there.
This is also, we implore even people who invite us. the technical thing is very important. You know, some things, you look at some things on an SOP rider and you think, they're being ridiculous.
Yeah.
We're actually not being ridiculous. We want to give your people the best experience that they can possibly have, you know. I think, you know, we when people invite us, it's the respectful thing to do, to give us what we need to give your people an awesome experience. Some of those things are not really ridiculous. We really require them to make sure that we sound right, and even your people who've paid to come to your show, they maximize on what they've paid for. So Rustenburg, that's another story. We won't go there.
Well, before we wrap up, Cape Town, you are blessed because you still have gonna get a piece of Spirit of Praise Volume 10 as we exit
12th of April.
Yeah, because now coming back from you, Cape Town, we'll be talking Spirit of Praise Volume 11. Woo. Are you excited? Are you ready?
I am excited. Ready? I'm not so sure. But I am excited. I think I'm a bit more calm this time around because I have more time, a bit more time to prep. We are only recording in, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this here now, but we are recording in. Look out for the social media post that's coming up. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it as yet, but I have a bit more time to prepare, you know, sit with songs. How I would have really loved to do SOP 10 is to do quite a bit of pre-production so that I don't spend much time in post.
Yes.
And also, I think it's been happening. It's a trend that we do here in South Africa. Well, maybe let me say Africa, where we go into recordings and we are using this crowd in the recording. They are almost like just a depth crowd. They are actually part of this recording. We just want them there for their hands and their screams. And it's almost as if we don't really present everything the way it's going to sound in the final product.
I hear you.
You know, yes, it still sounds amazing, but I would have loved to go in there with pre-recorded horns so that I have it sound as big as it's going to sound
in
post, you know. I feel like those people, we
owe them that.
Yeah, we owe them that much to give them a good show. Not that we don't give them good shows, but just from
more
into it and make sure that we present really experience. Because once we start the tour, I mean, on our third, fourth show, you can hear these guys are hot now.
Yes.
They are playing these songs. Hey, they are really going in, and the artists are more comfortable, you know, relaxed. So this time around, I'm more excited about 11. I wanna spend more time with the choir, spend more time with the artists, making them comfortable, so that I can wake you up at 12 a.m. and say, hey, click 1, 2, 3, and you know exactly what's going on. So that no one is unsure when, how, why. You know, and I'm always of the idea that I want people to have fun on stage, even though I keep the order, but I'm not this rigid person. Guys, you know, I want people to have fun. You know, the end of the day, what we do is very spiritual, and we need to allow room for the Holy Spirit to move. But of course, you need to keep your structures, keep your forms. And then at the end of the song, you know, if the Spirit leads, then, you know, and even then it's done very orderly, you know. I must still keep an eye on what's going on, where are you going, what are you trying to communicate, you know. And so I'm really excited about SOP 11. I'm soon to get songs to come in soon. And we'll be sitting through a pile of songs like we did. But there's more times. And I'll be spending a lot more time in studio working on pre, and even sending it to the artists, because sometimes the danger as well is when things are done quickly, you know, the producers and the MDs will put the music together, send it to the artists. And sometimes the artists feel like even if there's things that they don't like about the song, there's not enough time to communicate. And I'm always of the belief that we need to have everyone as comfortable as say. And also with the understanding, why did I take this decision
Yes.
as empty as a
an
producer,
empty, yeah.
because I think this is where you can minister in this section.
Right.
I really wanna make this thing more Christian
Yes.
than
Right.
it just being about
Yes.
a show.
Yes. Yeah.
You
More
know?
church.
More
on it.
church, yes,
Right,
yes.
right,
we
right.
we need to go out there and
Yeah.
really give people a God experience. More than just a good experience, but a God experience.
I love that.
So yeah, I'm really excited about
Yes.
SOP 11.
Yeah.
Some new things coming,
Yes.
some new ideas,
Yeah.
and I'm excited about the team.
Yes.
Might have a few changes.
Yeah. We don't know.
We might have a few changes, but
Yeah.
I'm excited about
Great.
what God is doing through Spirit of Praise. It's
yeah.
a season, and I believe in
Mm.
your season, you need to be very careful with it,
Yep.
and respect what God has graced you with for that period.
That's right.
Because and also when opportunity finds you unprepared,
Yeah.
you are bound to make unnecessary mistakes. So I always
Yes.
say to people are always saying, "Hey man, where can I get a gig? Where can I hey, I play in a church, I play." And I always say to people, and there's this gatekeeper thing going around. Yeah, and we must talk about these things because I think they are important. And I always say to the guys, make sure you are as great as you can be in the space that you are in now.
Right.
If it's
right.
church,
Right.
do well there.
Do
because
well
you
there.
never know
You never
who's
know,
listening,
bro.
who's watching, or who heard of you, or it's all by recommendation.
Yeah.
And recommendation in all aspects, not just your gift.
Yes.
The character. What type of a person
Yes.
can I count on you?
Yes.
Will you rock up?
Yes.
And when you show up, will you give me 150% of yourself?
Yes.
I always want to work with people that I feel that these people want to be here. They're not just I always want to work with such people.
Sure.
So I get excited when there's a new project that I'm doing, and I'm excited about SOP 11. I think it's going to be amazing.
Yes, sir.
The pressure is on.
Yeah.
Not that pressure from anything really, but I put pressure on myself that I want to do even better and better because it's a learning curve as well for me.
Yes, sir.
And I believe as I go, I'm learning more things, I did SOP 10 and that was great. It was a brilliant album and I thank God for that. But now I need to focus my mind on 11. What is God saying for 11?
For 11.
Yeah. And what are the new ideas for 11? What is the vision for 11?
Yep.
I still need to, I'm sitting down with the powers that be and I want them to pour out their hearts to me and say, SOP 11, this is what...
this is the vision.
Yeah, this is the vision. So, and even the artists,
direction, yes.
I'm going to be listening to the songs. I'm actually going to be calling them one by one to say, tell me, this song.
Yeah.
What's your thinking behind the song? There's songs that just come and you hear immediately like
this one.
Yeah. But the songs where you're like, and sometimes as well, I compromise because of a time thing. There's some songs that make it into an album, but you realize once you are doing it on the day,
that I should have worked more.
Yeah, I should have worked more on this song, or maybe we should have found something else.
Yeah. I get
and case in point, like one of your songs, Ria Dumela.
Yeah.
For me, Ria Dumela is actually a big song.
Yeah,
it's a big church song.
Yes,
people are singing it in their churches.
Yeah.
And I remember Lebo coming up with the idea of changing the song into an uptempo song.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, huh? And then, we did it and it worked.
Sure.
And the song works like that.
Yes.
So, I'm excited about SOP 11. We are ready for you.
We looking for it and all the best because volume 10 was something else. But I normally say to Mr. A when he's worried and say, hey, I don't know. Because he was saying 9 is big and I don't know what's going to be happening on 10. And for God is able to do exceedingly and abundantly. And he's taken us from one level to the other.
Imagine.
And then, what he did on 10, he's going to surprise us with 11. Yeah. And we just have to be ready and be available for him. Time and season, chance is of him.
Yeah.
Promotion is of God. Minister Sabu, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
We respect and we honor the grace of God upon your life.
Thank you,
and all
sir.
the best for for Spirit of Praise, not only for Spirit of Praise, but even for all the projects and other artists that we are working with. May God elevate you more and more.
Thank you, sir.
We know that the country and actually the world is still yet to talk about you. You know, the skill that you have to produce, to MD, to do and play at the same time. That is something else. And we wish you all the best. See you on Spirit of Praise 11.
Most definitely.
Family, we love you and we thank you for your love and support. Keep subscribing, share, and like. Tell your friends, and your friends must tell another friend. Spirit of Praise Cape Town, we coming. April 12th is going to be amazing. And other things, UK, we are coming as well. It's going to be an exciting 2025. We're looking forward. And God bless you. From me, Omega Kuno, on Omega Pod, thank you so much and God bless you.